Over the course of 3 Amphibia seasons, there have been many situations that had us on the edge of our seats, believing something terrible has happened, or wondering what things would be like if another horrible thing had not occurred. Would the show's ending be even happier, or a complete nightmare? What if Sprig had really died in true colors? Nothing about the show changes for the entirety of the first and second season, before the first change occurs in Season 2 finale True Colors. Andrias yeets Sprig out of the window, and for whatever reason, Marcy does not manage to save him in time. He's dead, same as on the OT. Anne sees Sprig falling and immediately understands that he is beyond saving. She goes crazy, giving Andrias the biggest beating of his life. When her strength eventually leaves her, Sprig is not there to catch her though. She falls flat on her face. Or Hop and Polly catch her this time, I don't know. Anyway, Marcy still uses the chance that Andrias is down to snatch the box and repair it. She quickly opens a portal and hastily pushes the grieving Plantars and Anne through. Consequently, Anne, Polly and Hop are now on Earth, on the way to Anne's house. In contrast to the OT, the mood isn't merry in the slightest. Anne is still happy about being able to see her parents again, but she's shocked and traumatized to such a degree that her happiness doesn't show at all. The episode The New Normal would rather be similar to the ending of the Owl House Season 2 finale King's Tide. And I guess that mood perseveres through the entirety of their stay, given Sprig caused many of the original Earth adventures that would accordingly not take place on this timeline. The only good thing about this situation would be that we would get some beautiful, emotional scenes between Anne and her parents, who try their best to comfort their daughter, teaching her how to deal with the loss of a loved one. On one hand, in theory, the consequences of Sprig's absence could go as far as the Plantars not meeting Terry, meaning that they do not get their hands on a portal and can never return to Amphibia. On the other hand, assuming they still manage to return, the story comes to its end in an undesirable manner anyway. The events come to pass as originally for the most part, except for the fact that no one cares to take along the red ladder that is lying in Leaf Plantar's former room. Without that ladder, Andrias cannot be reminded of Leaf's legacy and of their past friendship, so that he does not hesitate to kill Anne in the most decisive moment. What happens to the calamity powers inside of Anne when she dies? They could return to the gem. Put differently, the core then have control over the entire gem powers. Or the power is lost forever. One way or another. Is there even anybody that can still stop the core and their invasion? Not really. Particularly because when omitting Andrias' blunder from his fight with Anne, the core do not get distracted, hence do not fall victim to Sasha's surprise attack. Instead, Sasha and Grime are killed too. This spells total failure. But if you insist and really want to see that route, we can pretend that Sasha still somehow manages to defeat the core, and the heroes can return to Amphibia. Now the core activate the moon, and Valeriana shows up to give the girls their powers back. Yet there are only 2 girls. Presumably, someone else could take Anne's place. Someone that suits the power of the Heartstone. Normally I would suggest Sprig does so, but he's dead too. Honestly, I do not believe there is another character that could take on the part. Ivy maybe, but I wouldn't bet on that. In conclusion, if Sprig had really died when Andrias dropped him, only doom would have awaited the heroes. But I assure you, there are other timelines with happy endings. You can find some of them here, and if you subscribe, you will get even more what ifs in the future.